Hey guys, Tyler Ansman here with Tyler Ansman Performance. So one of the things I want to talk about today is a specific kind of drill selection, who it's for, who it's not, and kind of how we decide that. All right, so the drill that we're going to talk about today is roll-ins, right? Roll-ins are not for everybody, but they are for a specific group. So let's first talk about what roll-ins are. So essentially what roll-ins are is you'll take a step, keeping that back foot relatively straight, hips are hypothetically kind of already open into foot strike, and we're going to kind of delay torso rotation or counter rotate against that pelvis as far as we can. Essentially what we're looking for is we're looking for kind of dissociation between the pelvis and the torso, and then adding kind of a linear momentum component to this, okay? So who does this drill fit for? Well, so the group that it's going to primarily fit for are generally guys who have kind of a more anteverted kind of form. And so what that's going to look like is essentially, you know, the ball on socket is going to look like it's a little bit more turned in. So generally what you're going to see, guys walking maybe slightly pigeon-toed along those lines. Generally what you're seeing is kind of a bias towards internal rotation more than anything else, all right? So essentially the head of the femur on the acetabulum is just kind of rotated in a little bit like that. And so we'll be biased towards this. Generally, they're going to be not able to access as much external rotation as other athletes. And so for these guys, what we can do is we kind of put them in a position to be able to kind of get through this position, maximize their hip-shoulder separation, and hypothetically kind of increase their output. Because what these guys are relying on is generally when we're going to see, it's like an Edwin Diaz, for example, they're going to have kind of this quick turn through their lower body. They're going to lag the torso or even counter-rotate against that pelvis, right? They're going to kind of catch that stretch, and they're going to be slingshotted through. And so for these guys, we can kind of help them feel this with a drill like a roll-in, and we can even use this kind of down the line as a potentiator for kind of output on like a high velocity day, for example, whether it's kind of prior to their mound work or whatever it may be, especially if we add more linear momentum with a more aggressive walk up or a longer walk up or all of these things. The thing we want to be careful about is if we have somebody who's got a kind of a different structural makeup, and so therefore they're going to throw differently necessarily off the mound, we don't want to necessarily put them in the position to do roll-ins, because what we're going to see then is they're going to tend to be super extendy off of this back hip, and it's going to force everything to kind of be chunked and rotate together rather than creating any meaningful stretch and rebound from the delivery in the way that we want to. So we want to be, in general, always careful about who we're prescribing what drills to and why. But this would be kind of a situation where roll-ins are going to go towards a specific kind of makeup of athlete, as all drills would. But I just want to kind of give an explanation for that today. Thanks for watching. If you got questions, feel free to drop them below. Otherwise, see you in the next video.